Court has given a clean chit to the Narendra Modi government in the Rafale fighter jet deal case, saying that the review petitions against its December 14th verdict lacked merit. The apex court struck down pleas that had sought a re-examination of the December 14th, 2018 verdict, which said there was occasion to doubt the decision-making process in the procurement of the 36 Rafale fighter jets. With its verdict, the Supreme Court also rejected the contention that there was a need to register an FIR in connection with the deal. Reading out the judgment, the court said that the judges had reached the conclusion that it is not appropriate to order a roving inquiry into the allegations. In today's edition of In Depth, we will talk about the Supreme Court's verdict on Rafale, what it means for India, and how the Rafale fighter jet will help the Indian Air Force. A three-judge Supreme Court bench led by Chief Justice of India, Ranjan Gogoi, on Thursday dismissed a batch of review petitions challenging its December 2018 verdict in the Rafale case. The bench said that the petitions lack merit. For more details on the Supreme Court's verdict and the chronology of the deal itself, let's head into this report. For the second in less than a year, the Supreme Court has given a clean chit to the government in the Rafale fighter jet deal with French firm Dassault Aviation. In its verdict, the apex court said that there was no need for a roving inquiry into the case. A three-judge bench led by Chief Justice of India, Ranjan Gogoi, said that the review petitions lack merit. The court struck down pleas that had sought a re-examination of the December 14, 2018 verdict, which said there was no occasion to doubt the decision-making process in the procurement of the 36 Rafale fighter jets.
पूरे तथ्यों को परीक्षण करने के बाद, पूरा एग्जामिन करने के बाद सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने पाया कि इसमें कोई तथ्य नहीं है, कोई घोटाले का कहीं भी कोई भी प्रूफ नहीं मिला है, और इसलिए उन्होंने पूरा का पूरे review petition, सारे के सारे review petition को dismiss कर दिया.
Air Force has always been defending the deal because not only for the aircraft, it is also the Air Force has been defending the deal because we have been saying that the cost negotiating committee for this particular deal was headed by the then Deputy Chief, and they have done a wonderful job, and they have gone into all aspects, got us a good deal, and most importantly got us a very fine aircraft. There were a lot of people who were very skeptical at that particular point of time, believing that the Supreme Court will point something out or something like that. I think they have all been proven wrong, and we have been proven right, and we are very happy with that.
Soon after the pronouncement of the verdict, the government slammed the Congress and said that since the allegations of corruption were aimed at maligning Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the party should apologize.
सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने राफेल केस को लेकर दायर की गई रिव्यू पिटीशन को पूरी तरह से खारिज कर दिया है। मैं सुप्रीम कोर्ट के इस फैसले का स्वागत करता हूं और इससे हमारी सरकार के स्टैंड का विंडिकेशन हुआ है इस फैसले के परिणाम स्वरूप। राफेल के संबंध में जो भी निर्णय लिया गया था वो पूरी तरह से पारदर्शिता के आधार पर लिया गया था। कुछ लोगों के द्वारा जानबूझकर निहित राजनीतिक स्वार्थ को पूरा करने के लिए इसका राजनीतिकरण करने की कोशिश की गई, और केवल राजनीतिकरण ही करने की कोशिश नहीं की गई, बल्कि प्रधानमंत्री, कोई भी प्रधानमंत्री हो, किसी भी दल से संबंधित प्रधानमंत्री क्यों न हो, वह व्यक्ति नहीं होता है, स्वयं में संस्था होता है। तो इस संस्था को भी बदनाम करने की भरपूर कोशिश कुछ लोगों के द्वारा की गई है।
The deal to buy 36 Rafale jets from the French aviation company was signed in 2016, when on January 26, 2016, India and France signed an MOU. The intergovernmental agreement was signed on September 23, 2016. And on November 18, 2016, the government stated in the parliament that the cost of each Rafale aircraft would be approximately 670 crore rupees, and that all aircraft will be delivered by April 2022. Dassault Aviation's annual report on December 31, 2016 reveals the actual price paid for the 36 aircraft to be about 60,000 crore rupees, much more than the government's stated price in the parliament. On March 13, 2018, a PIL filed in the Supreme Court seeks an independent probe into the centre's decision to procure the 36 fighter jets from France and disclosure of the cost involved before the Parliament. On October 31, 2018, the Supreme Court asked the centre to place before it within 10 days the pricing details of the 36 Rafale fighter jets. Centre placed the price details in a sealed cover before the Apex Court on 12 November 2018, also giving the details of steps that led to the finalization of the Rafale deal. On December 14, 2018, the Supreme Court said that there was no occasion to doubt the decision-making process of the Modi government, thereby dismissing all petitions seeking direction to the CBI to register an FIR for alleged irregularities in the jet deal. Following the verdict, Yashwant Sinha, Arun Shuri and Prashant Bhushan moved the court on January 2, 2019, seeking a review of its December 14th judgment. On May 10th this year, the Supreme Court reserved the decision on the petitions. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. So what did the review petition say? The petition alleged that the government hid material information from the Supreme Court on the Rafale deal. The review petition came in response to the December 2018 verdict of the Supreme Court, which had rejected allegations of the government interference in the defense procurement deal and said that the judiciary would not interfere in the issue.
On May 10th this year, the Supreme Court had reserved its verdict on the petitions challenging its December 14 judgment against a probe into the controversial Rafale fighter jet deal. The batch of petitions had sought a review of the December judgment, which had dismissed the pleas challenging India's agreement with France to procure 36 Rafale fighter jets.
Huge questions have been asked by the opposition on the functioning of the government. Certain figures have been thrown about in the media. So it is very important because it also tells us whether the current government has been doing everything above board or not. Because it is the question, after all, of our security, of our safety, of our army, of our armed forces. So it is a very important.
The petitioners, which included lawyer Prashant Bhushan, alleged suppression of material facts from the court, saying the government had misled the Supreme Court by saying that the pricing and other details of the Rafale jet had been considered in detail by the CAG and placed before the Parliament. The petitioners pointed out that the pricing details had not been considered by the CAG and no report had been placed before the Parliament prior to the passing of the judgment. The PILs also alleged that the PMO had undertaken parallel negotiations, raising concerns about the pricing of the combat aircraft and the manner in which the contract had been signed. They also raised questions about the role of the Anil Ambani-led Reliance Group in the deal.
The first judgment, the judgment dismissed the PIL, saying that we will not get into questions of monetary issues and the thought processes of the government, etc. However, this review has been filed saying that certain facts were hidden or falsely stated before the Honorable Supreme Court. So this review is on the point whether certain information that was given to the Honorable Supreme Court that is mentioned in the first judgment, the judgment and the challenge, was correct or incorrect.
In response, the centre clarified that the Supreme Court had misread the submissions given by the MOD, as the government had not in fact said the CAG report had been tabled. The centre said that the paragraphs regarding tabling of the CAG report were only setting out the due process that would eventually be followed on the defence deal. The centre sought dismissal of the petitions on the grounds that they were seeking the review on the basis of secret stolen documents.
Rafale deal, Supreme Court in an earlier judgment, which was challenged by Prashant Bhushan and others, said that there is no need to call for an investigation into the deal because this is a discretionary matter and the policy matter of the government and was done under the requirement of the Government of India and defence requirements also. However, the review has been filed by others in view of certain so-called leaked documents.
The December 14 judgment had said that the judiciary would not interfere in the issue, rejecting the allegations of the government interference in the defence procurement, saying it could not interfere without clear evidence of wrongdoing. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
The first Rafale aircraft will arrive in India in May 2020. By February 2021, we will get delivery of 18 Rafale aircrafts. And by April-May 2022, all 36 aircrafts will be delivered to India. Defense experts say that the induction of Rafale fighter jets will be a game changer for India in the regional geopolitics of South Asia. In our next report, let's analyze how different the Rafale jets are from the current ones in the Indian Air Force's inventory and which are the other countries that operate the Rafale.
On 8th October 2019, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh received India's first Rafale jet in France. The handover ceremony took place at a facility of Dassault Aviation at Bordeaux, around 590 kilometers from Paris, coinciding with the 87th Foundation Day of the Indian Air Force. The handover ceremony was attended by French Defence Minister Florence Parly and the top brass of Dassault Aviation, the manufacturer of the Rafale aircraft. After receiving the jet, the Defence Minister took a sortie in the aircraft, which he described as very comfortable and smooth. He said the Rafale combat jet will boost India's air dominance exponentially.
मुझे बताया गया है कि रफाल एक फ्रेंच शब्द है जिसका हिंदी में अर्थ होता है आंधी यानी गस्ट ऑफ विंड्स। मुझे पूरी उम्मीद है कि यह अपने नाम को सार्थक करेगा। हमारी वायुसेना विश्व की चौथी सबसे बड़ी वायुसेना है। मैं आश्वस्त हूं कि रफाल मीडियम मल्टी रोल कॉम्बैट एयरक्राफ्ट हमको और मजबूती प्रदान करेगा तथा हमारी हवाई क्षमता को बढ़ाते हुए क्षेत्र में शांति और सुरक्षा सुनिश्चित करेगा।
The first batch of Rafale jets will fly to India by May 2020. India had ordered 36 Rafale fighter jets from France in a deal worth 60,000 crore rupees in September 2016. All 36 jets are expected to arrive in India by September 2022. The Indian Air Force has already completed preparations, including readying the required infrastructure and also training of pilots to welcome the fighter aircraft. It is reported that the first squadron of the aircraft will be deployed at Ambala Air Force Station, that is considered one of the most strategically located bases of the Indian Air Force. The second squadron of Rafale will be stationed at the Hashimara base in West Bengal. The Rafale jets come with various India-specific modifications such as Israeli helmet-mounted displays, radar warning receivers, low-band jammers, 10-hour flight data recording, infrared search and tracking systems, among others. The manufacturers describe it as a fully versatile aircraft that can carry out all combat aviation missions to achieve air superiority and air defense, close air support, in-depth strikes, reconnaissance, anti-ship strikes, and nuclear deterrence. The twin-jet fighter aircraft is capable of operating from both an aircraft carrier as well as a shore base.
The Rafale has been exported to a few countries. Egypt got them, the French Air Force has a lot of them. There's a marine version as well, but the Indian version is very special. So this Rafale, which is made for India, is very different from the Rafale which are flying across the world. It has a few special features for India, one of which is that it can take off and land from very high altitude places like Ladakh Leh. Secondly, it has a special system to navigate, to look down at the ground and how to move around. It has special missile systems which are only on offer to India. It also has an Indian communications package.
India will be the fourth country after France, Egypt and Qatar to fly the Rafale. India will be supplied more advanced versions of the aircraft modified to meet specific requirements. Compared to the current top-edge Su-30 MKI fighter jet in the Indian Air Force, the Rafale fares much higher in terms of loitering capability, which is 1.5 times that of the Su-30 MKI. Its range is 780 to 1055 kilometers versus the 400 to 550 of Su-30 MKI. And it can conduct 5 sorties per 24 hours against 3 by the Sukhoi 30 MKI. Categorized as a 4.5 generation aircraft for its radar evading stealth profile, Rafale will be a game changer for the Indian Air Force, since most of the aircraft currently in its inventory are classified as either third or fourth generation fighters. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
On that note, we'll head into a very quick break. Stay with us. Welcome back after the break. Rafale has several salient features. It is categorized as a 4.5 generation aircraft for its radar-evading stealth profile and is believed to be a game changer since most of the aircrafts in the Indian Air Force's inventory, including the Mirage 2000 and the Sukhoi 30 Mk1, are classified as either third or the fourth generation fighters.
In modern warfare, air dominance from day one is a must, and in counterinsurgency conflicts, the Air Force is at the forefront of the military effort. The emphasis is on flexibility and firing power. In this context, the induction of the Rafale fighter jet is a game changer for India in regional geopolitics. Rafale is a twin-jet canard delta-wing multi-role combat aircraft designed and built by French company Dassault Aviation. It has a wide range of weapons that can carry out short and long-range missions, including ground and sea attacks, reconnaissance, high-accuracy strikes, and nuclear strike deterrence. The aircraft has on board oxygen generation system that suppresses the need for liquid oxygen refilling or ground support for oxygen production. With an outstanding load-carrying capability and its advanced mission system, the Rafale can carry out air-to-ground strikes, air-to-air attacks and interceptions in the same sortie. It can also perform several actions at the same time, like firing air-to-air missiles at a very low altitude penetration phase. The aircraft is available in three main variants: Rafale C single-seat land-based version, Rafale B twin-seat land-based version, and Rafale M single-seat carrier-based version. The aircraft were developed for the French Air Force and Navy. Rafale entered service with the French Navy in 2004 and the French Air Force in 2006.
See, the Rafale helps the Air Force by giving it a big technical edge over the competition. And if you recall Balakot, the Balakot type of an incident, the Rafale with its weapons capability is capable of doing that very easily. During Balakot, our planes had to go into Pakistan and fire the missiles to hit the camps. But with Rafale, it has a 300-kilometer range Meteor missile, which basically means that it can just fly over, say, Kashmir, and they can hit any target in Pakistan they want. So it is safer for pilots to use a Rafale. This can target any ground target in Pakistan, take out terror camps, whatever, from a safe distance. And the air-to-air component, it basically, the entire Pakistani Air Force can't match it. So if one Rafale is flying in the air, the Pakistani elements will have to clear the way, because they can get shot down from an extremely high range of 100+ kilometers.
Dassault Rafale has a delta wing design and is capable of G-forces as high as 11 G. The Rafale is available in both single and dual seating cabin. It is 15.27 meters long and has a wingspan of 10.8 meters. The empty weight of Rafale ranges from 9,900 kilograms to 10,600 kilograms depending on the variant, and a maximum takeoff weight of 24,500 kilograms. The Rafale is powered by two Snecma M88 engines, each capable of providing up to 50 kilonewtons of dry thrust and 75 kilonewtons with afterburners. The engines push the Rafale to a high speed of 1.8 Mach or 1,912 km per hour and a range of over 3,700 km with 3 drop tanks. Rafale also caters to specific Indian Air Force needs. Helmet-mounted sights and targeting system give the pilots lightning-quick ability to shoot off weapons. It can also take off from high-altitude air bases like Leh on a cold start for quick reaction deployment. It has a radar warning receiver to identify hostile tracking systems, a towed decoy system to thwart incoming missile attacks, and French industrial support for fighter for 50 years. Rafale is a 4.5 generation aircraft for its radar-evading stealth profile. The Mirage 2000 and the Su-30 MKI are classified as either third or fourth generation fighters. India will only be the fourth after France, Egypt and Qatar to fly the Rafale. India picked the Rafale over the Eurofighter Typhoon as the French accepted the idea that the Rafale would become a part of the air segment of India's nuclear triad. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
The acquisition of Rafale jet holds huge significance for India. Besides missile systems, the jets will come with various India-specific modifications. In this report, let's take a look why Rafale jets are important for the Indian Air Force.
In September 2016, India signed the deal to purchase 36 Rafale fighter jets for around 59,000 crore rupees. The deal was signed with the French government after negotiations that went on for 18 months. While the formal handover ceremony took place on 8 October 2019, the first batch of 4 Rafale jets will fly to their home base in India by May 2020. All 36 jets are expected to arrive in India by September 2022. The Rafale fighter aircraft that will enhance operational capability of the Indian Air Force come with certain bespoke modifications for the IAF. The purchase of 36 more Rafale fighter jets will take the fleet to 72, which will bolster India's air power, particularly in the wake of the Balakot strike, when the Indian Air Force went deep inside Pakistan to destroy terror training camps. Acquiring Rafale jets will boost India's aerial capabilities, considering it is a twin-engine omni-role fighter with a wide array of weapons. It will not only provide aerial supremacy, but will also deep air support, ground support, in-depth strikes, nuclear deterrence missions, and aerial reconnaissance. A special feature that gives Rafale jets an edge in aerial combat is agility. It offers maximum maneuverability due to a combination of delta wing with an active close-coupled canard. Rafale will also see the phasing out of the aging MiG-21 by the year end. According to IAF Chief R.K.S. Bhadoria, the MiG-21 Bison fleet will gradually be phased out depending on their technical life. He said the focus is on indigenization besides acquiring critical weapons and spares to maintain operational preparedness.
All procurements are audited by the CAG, and so was the Rafale procurement audited by the CAG, and all CAG reports are submitted in the Parliament. So this was put up in the Parliament and is available in the open domain. The CAG has very clearly brought out that the cost of procurement of these Rafale is cheaper than the cost of Rafale in the 126 mm RCA deal. And they have also said that the pricing mechanism followed by the contract negotiation for this procurement is a better option than what is being done, and they have recommended such amendments in the defence procurement procedure.
Considering India's huge defence market, the Indian industry will also get major boost as the French side will invest half of the deal value in Make in India products or technology transfer. Apart from this, the aircraft deal also includes weapons and spares. Rafale will be India's most capable fighter aircraft. According to Defence Ministry officials, these are the major capability differences it will make compared to the current best the Su-30 MKI.
This is a validation of sorts because they have been saying this from the start that this Rafale was a clean deal. It was done quickly, it was done efficiently, it was a good aircraft. In fact, the current air chief, RKS Baduria, he was the head of the negotiating team which negotiated for these aircraft. So for them, it's a validation. We have seen the statement by former Air Chief Dhanua. He's said that this judgment validates whatever we have done, and it's a sign of relief for the Air Force, because see, the Air Force got stuck in a very political situation between two sides, and which is something they don't like to do. So for them, it's a sign of relief, and I think they'll just go on ahead with the job. And the first Rafales are coming in to India in April or May.
With Rafale, India will also get the latest weapons besides a 5-year support package that assures high availability of the fighter. The new weapons beyond the standard package include Meteor, a beyond visual range air-to-air missile that is possibly the best in its class. It can take out enemy aircraft at a range of over 100 kilometers. Its combination with the Rafale weapon system is a real paradigm change in air-to-air affairs. Another one is Scalp, a precision long-range ground attack missile that can take out targets with extreme accuracy. It has a range of 300 kilometers, capped by the missile technology control regime. Mica, an air-to-air beyond visual range interception, combat and self-defense missile. It can be used within visual range and beyond visual range. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.